Hello, and welcome to Season 9 of Long Beach Treasures. Today we're going to start out the new year with a bang because we have two beautiful homes here in Bluff Park, one very modern and one very craftsman in style. And joining me now is the owner of this beautiful home, Owen Powell. Owen, thanks for letting us stop by.
No problem. Nice to have you.
I guess this was a prototype of something that was to be built but never was?
Exactly right. There's kind of an urban legend about this place, but the facts are in the late 1950s they were planning a 14-story tower to occupy this entire corner, much like the Galaxy in the next block. And they built this as a model home in order to pre-sell some of the units and get some cash flow going. Even at $60,000, the units were deemed too expensive, so they abandoned the project and ended up selling this as a freestanding house.
And Ed Killingsworth was one of the architects, was he not?
Yes, he was. He was the lead architect, and we were lucky enough to have the floor plans, original floor plans, and a lot of history on Ed and his other work in Long Beach.
Would you take me in and show me
Please,
around?
Please, come on in.
Okay. This is an unusual entrance, is it not?
Quite. Everyone says that. Because of the way the units were going to be configured, there would have been 4 on a floor, and where we're standing now would have been the elevator lobby for the building.
Oh.
Relative to our unit would have been the elevator lobby, so emergency stairs and elevator in this area, and then the front doors would have clustered around this open spot.
So we can just go in this way?
Yeah, please come on in.
Oh, well, here's the other owner. Hi, Louie.
How you doing? Pleasure meeting you.
We're taking a tour of your house.
Wonderful. Come on in. Welcome.
Which way? I have no idea where we're going.
Coming out in the sun in the front.
Oh, wow. Your furniture all fits.
Well, we've been collecting it since we got here. When we moved in, we had actually a big collection of French antiques, and one by one we replaced them with furniture that's more appropriate to the period and the style. Having a lot of the history of the house and some photos of when it was a model home kind of helped us make selections.
Even the Christmas tree fits in.
Exactly. It's the first thing we bought when we moved in here.
Hey, I have one like that. The lady I bought the house from left it.
Well, it took us some time to find one that big, for sure. But we moved in March, and it's the first thing Louis got for the house was the Christmas tree, because he knew he had to have a big silver tree.
Is this the kitchen around this way?
Yeah, right around the corner. So there's some unusual features. You see the columns out in front. Those columns are repeated. There's one here. Of course, they're phony columns, but they built the model just as it was going to be in the tower. They duplicated everything, whether it was structural or not. So
now this unit here would have been an example of one of the units in the high rise?
Exactly. It would have been the front left corner of our orientation. Of course, this was going to be torn down when they built the entire project.
And I believe the square footage was going to be 2,300 to 3,100 square feet?
Yeah, this was the...
That's large.
Yeah, there's plenty of house here. There's plenty of house. The rooms are big.
For just a 2-bedroom. There's plenty of space.
Yeah, all the rooms are big, and because everything opens on to the next room, the next room, the next room, it seems even bigger than it is.
Let's go on down and...
Sure, come on in.
I like that couch.
That was a piece, actually, we've had for quite some time. It was built to go around a table. An old relative had it, and my sisters didn't like it because it was too difficult to get in and out of, but we knew it fit the house, so we grabbed it.
Is this you, Louie?
That is. Well, a client of mine painted that for me.
Ah!
No resemblance, isn't it?
I think you're much better looking.
This is the office here. Originally, there would have been some shoji screens that separated the office from the living room. You could have them open and closed. When we got here, they put a solid wall in, and they had a bar out here, and this was a TV room, and they kind of made a mess of it. So we took the wall back down, and eventually we'll get the shojis replaced. They'd also done other things like push the sliding doors out to the edge of the deck there, rolled the carpet out, and called it a room addition. So
this would be a great house to entertain. You've got the balcony going all the way around. You have a large area.
Yeah. It's the original party house.
Is
sure.
it? Yeah. Is it still?
It is still. It is still. In here, I've got a few photos of when it was furnished as a model in the late 50s.
Oh.
So these are vintage photographs from the 50s, and these are photographs of the renderings of what the tower would have looked like. So our unit would have been on the front left corner if you were standing in the building. Would have been the front half of the building here. And then they had a beautiful plexiglass model. I'd love to have that again. I believe it still exists up at the Killingsworth office. So again, between those photos and some of the other period things, we got some ideas of how it should have been furnished. Here's the shoji's that
Right.
have been lost.
And this is the bathroom in here?
Yeah, that's
One
the guest
of two?
One of two. That's the original, not the original bath. We were able to expand it a little bit and modernize it a bit because it was in pretty rugged shape when we got here.
Looks good now.
Well, thanks. I've got a nephew living in there. Actually, you don't want to film back
No.
there.
Oh, you don't want to go back in?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
a mess.
All right.
Yeah, the restoration has kind of stopped here, and we've got a lot of work still to do in the back of the house. But let's go out in the backyard because
All right.
we're pretty proud of that. And the backyard's finished, unlike the inside of the house.
Are you building a garage back there or something?
Mm-mm. No,
Oh, is your neighbor?
no.
I thought I saw some construction out there.
I just rebuilt a section of the fence. Maybe that's what you saw.
Maybe that's what it was. I like the bamboo. It gives it a neat feeling.
Well, we had, when we moved in here, there were enormous ficus trees that went all the way around the yard, and there wasn't a lick of sunlight trickling down into the yard. So one by one, we took them out. We took out 14 trees and opened it all up and replaced the tall trees with the bamboo. And every year, we harvest out a third or a quarter to a third of it and share the poles with the neighbors and everyone else who wants it.
It's very private here, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that was the idea.
Nice water element.
Yeah, I've got some fish in there, but I also have a hawk that's been hanging around in the backyard, so I'm never quite sure whether the fish are going to be there when I wake up.
Does the deck go all the way around the house almost?
Comes all the way down the side, and then loops around the back. The deck going down the side and across the front would have been the part of the original plan, and then this section was added after the fact. But it's
Your backyard's sort of low maintenance too, isn't it?
exactly. Trying to conserve water. Eventually, in the front yard, we're going to replace the landscaping or the grass with some more water-tolerant landscaping. That was my original career, was landscape architecture. So you'll always find me in the garden.
This is quite spacious back here.
Yeah. There's a lot of space. They certainly don't make lots like this anymore. We're 50 by 210, I think.
This is
the
another
dimension.
patio back in the back.
It's a little retreat.
But you just got little nooks and crannies all over.
Well, it's a nice place to go between the water feature and
this is
all the
nice.
planting. It's a nice place to come out and have a glass of wine at the end of the day and be away from the traffic and all the noise in front. So I can come out here and have a little fire and relax a bit.
I thought that was upholstered, but it's not.
No, that's a Philippe Stark piece.
Now, this would be a great place to unwind. You have a little fireplace. You have
Yeah.
the water element.
Yeah, like I said, you can find us out here in the evenings having a glass of wine.
I also, I didn't point them out in the front room, all the modern light fixtures that you have in there. Are they original, or did you collect them, or
One
Yeah,
at a
one
time.
did you?
George Nelson lamps.
Yeah, again, the house kind of speaks for itself and it tells us what it needs
Yeah.
rather than us buying stuff. And
Now, this was
imposing it on
built
the house.
in the late 50s?
1959.
1959.
59?
Right. And it was open as a model for all of 59 and into 1960, I think, before they abandoned the project and sold it.
Abandoned because no interest, too high?
Yeah, too high.
The
Yeah.
prices was too high?
The prices were through the roof at the time.
Given the time.
But for the size of the units, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, I mean, this is so spacious in there.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine why they weren't successful, but condominium living was kind of a new idea even on the West Coast anyway in the 50s. So I think there was just some resistance, and you know, there would have been 56 units total, and I believe they pre-sold 6 or 8 of them, but that wasn't enough to get the project off the ground.
I believe the highest price they were asking was, what, something like $85,000?
Yeah, that would have been for the penthouse units.
Yeah.
And that's after they lowered the original prices.
The original plans were 4 identical units on a floor, and when they reconfigured it to bring the prices down and the size of the units down, the prices started, I think, in the high 40s, and there would have been 6 units on most floors, but they kept the upper floors as in the original configurations and called them penthouses. But again, that was, they just weren't able to sell enough units to get it off the ground.
When was the Galaxy built, do you know?
62, I believe.
So that would have been shortly after they were going to do the construction here.
Right after this was abandoned, yeah.
And this project would have taken Wuthering Heights next door?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, W.C. Field's old house, or so the legend is.
I understand it's supposed to be haunted, too, with Clark Gable's ghost.
Oh, all kinds of stars used to hang out in there. It's
Carol Lombard.
Hey, guys, thanks for letting me stop by.
Wonderful.
a pleasure having you.
Curious about your house for a long time. I walk my dog by almost every day, and you know, I guess what I like about Bluff Park is because there's such an eclectic mix of
Right. Huge
architecture.
variety.
I
Huge
mean,
variety.
there aren't very many modern homes like yours. A lot of craftsmen, Victorian, and it just, I don't know, it just makes, it's my favorite neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
We agree.
we couldn't agree more. We
Yeah.
love living here, and we'll be here until they take us out feet first, I
Feet
think.
first.
And that'll be a long time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, really.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And don't go away, we'll be right back with more Long Beach Treasures.
Guess what? He carried my books.
Did you see that play?
It was so funny. She's so embarrassed herself. Guess what?
No, man.
She's so funny. Ready for the-
Bring your home to life with a Charter Bundle. Get an amazing channel lineup and the most on-demand programming, a super fast internet connection, and unlimited long-distance calling. All for one low price. Call 1-877-SAVE-196 and start saving today.
The Port of Long Beach is one of the busiest in the country. In case of disaster, being prepared is our #1 concern. It's now up to us to be ready for an earthquake, or in the worst case, a terrorist attack. You'll need food and water for 5 to 7 days for your family as well as your pets. You'll need to prepare an emergency evacuation kit for you and your family. For more information, go to www.greaterlongbeachrc.org. Knowing what to do is your best protection, and it's your responsibility.
Food's great. I can see 11 TVs from where I'm sitting. Great atmosphere, good service. Excellent place to come watch a game.
Lots of good sports, great television.
Football, baseball, and HD down at Smooth Sports Grill.
There's actually a nightclub Friday nights and Saturday nights. Fantastic DJ. We love coming to Smooth's. Great food. Got televisions everywhere. Nice place.
Hey, welcome back to Long Beach Treasures. Joining me now is Lori, and she's the owner of this beautiful Craftsman home. Lori, thank you for letting us come and see your home.
Well, welcome. I'm happy to have you.
Now, you've completely restored this house, have you not?
We have. We gutted it and added on and reconstructed in the original Craftsman style, trying to recreate all the original details that would have been in a early 1900s home.
What's your square footage?
The main house is around 3,300.
Nice size.
Yeah.
Can we go in and check it out?
Come on in.
Let's go. By the way, before we go, I love your front door. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. We had that made, designed it, and picked the glass.
I've never seen one like that before.
Well,
Probably one of a kind.
could be. Could be.
All right, this is the front room.
This is the main living room. There's still some tile work happening on the fireplace. We're still.
You can still smell the wood.
Yeah. We had craftsmen here on site, and they milled all the moldings, all the crown molding that you see, the woodwork on the ceilings.
And this is a little office over here.
This is the library over here. All the V-groove.
I love the beadboard. I have that in my kitchen and bathroom.
Yeah, it used to be all over the place. They made that here on site as well.
Gosh, the wood is beautiful.
A lot of local talent. We had
Is
great
that a
craftsmen.
Lalique up there?
No, it's just
Oh.
a reproduction piece.
Hi, kiddo.
This is Lola.
Hi, Lola.
She likes to visit everybody.
You can come with us.
Come on. It comes into the dining room here. Again, it's not all furnished yet. I'm still in the process.
What an unusual table.
Yeah, we had this made as well.
Excuse me.
This is an African wood called babingo. A Venice artist made this for me.
This would seat probably about 12.
It would probably seat about 14.
Oh.
Still need to get some chairs.
I really like the ceilings.
Yeah, the beams, we made them here on site as well. And all the fixtures are original old lighting fixtures. It's kind of a combination of craftsman and deco. Eclectic. Kitchen was all custom made, again by a Venice craftsman. It's all mahogany, granite.
Is that an old stove?
That's an original old stove.
And you use it?
Every day, every day. Still working on having the hood made, kind of to match the stove, but it works great.
Big kitchen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice. We had a party here last Sunday with about 80 people, and
probably
half of them in the kitchen. No, it worked out very well.
Which way are we going now?
Come this way. Let's see. Did some tile work, kind of had all this made as it would have been.
Gorgeous bathroom.
Way back when. It's kind of fun, challenging for my tile man.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's a neat sink, too.
Yeah, he spent several weeks on each bathroom, but we had a lot of fun doing it.
How many bathrooms do you have?
There's 3 so far that he's done.
So far?
Yeah.
And this is the TV room?
This is a TV room. Again, we made, all the beadboard ceilings here on site. The moldings. Comfortable place at night.
What a nice, nice house.
Hallway just leads down to the garage. This is one of the bedrooms, master bedroom.
The dog's
sort
bed?
of underway. The dog's bed, Lola's beds are everywhere. If it's soft and comfortable, then Lola feels that it's hers.
Oh, wow, what a large bathroom.
This is the master bathroom.
Did you design the stained glass windows?
I did. Designed that, and again, a Venice design studio made that for me.
Gorgeous.
We've been building for the last 2 years here.
This has been under restoration for quite a long time, hasn't it?
It's been under restoration about 8 years. The prior owner had spent 6 years just doing the brickwork outside, and had gutted it and added on.
So then when you
it was in the framing
purchased
stage.
you did the finishing work?
Yeah, it was just rough framed when we purchased it. So we finished everything inside and
This is gorgeous.
the guest house. It was a lot of fun. Labor of love, but a lot of fun.
You know, I love working on old houses. Mine was built in 1918, and, I just enjoy doing work around it. It just, I don't know, but if you do one thing, you have to do 2 other things to make it look right.
Yeah, it's an endless project. The basement was originally here on the original house, but the prior owner had covered it and didn't intend to use it. This staircase probably was outside when the house was first built. It would have been.
So did you add on to the house?
Yes, this was all added on to. The house ended, right here by the kitchen.
Oh.
So we opened it up, and then my husband built the staircase down. I mean, we're still under process, but we're creating a wine cellar. Would you like to see it?
Sure, I'd love to go down and see it.
Okay.
Now, how many wine bottles is this going to hold when you finish?
I haven't counted yet, but probably several hundred. It's been a lot of fun. This was all open.
This is absolutely beautiful wood. Is this oak?
This is all walnut, and the ceilings are redwood.
Oh, it's beautiful.
close this in. Still in progress.
Well, this is large, isn't it?
It is, and it stays this temperature 365 days a year. I haven't noticed it change yet. So it's pretty good temperature for the wine. Nice place to come hang out at night and visit with your friends. Again, the light fixtures aren't all finished yet, but there's some stained glass windows that are going to come in on the sides here, and then all the grids need to be built out in the openings.
Oh, so there'll be light behind
Yeah,
the stained glass?
Two outer sides will have stained glass windows. And then in the middles, they'll be built out for the wine bottles, but we haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, this is quite nice. Where does this door go to?
A crawl space under the house. We actually, I made that door out of old 2x4s from the original walls of the house.
This would be a neat place just to come down and entertain a small group of friends in wine tasting.
Our friends love to come down here.
I bet they do.
They do.
All right,
Every night.
let's go back up and check out some more. This is neat.
So this room is going to be the game room. It's kind of temporarily furnished right now, but there'll be a pool table coming in, and we're in the process of designing a bar to be built.
You have a lot of stained glass, don't you?
Yeah, this is a window that we had done about 30 years ago. It was in one of our prior homes. We moved it here.
And you have a pool?
We do. We do. Come on up.
Wow.
Jacuzzi, and it's just a lap pool for exercise.
But what a great place to entertain.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
You know, one thing I really like about your house is all of the different levels of patios. You have a beautiful one right out in front of the house. You have this one here, and I'm sure there's another one behind the house.
Yeah, we wanted several areas for entertaining.
And it's also nice, too, because this is low maintenance. There's no grass. It's all
Quite low maintenance.
bricked in. Can we walk back here?
Absolutely. Come on back. This is the guest house up in the back, which has been...
Oh, it has the same door as you do.
It does. It's usually full of people.
Why so many garages?
Well, my husband likes to have space for a shop and cars, so he plays.
Wow.
And that was important to him.
What is it, about a 6-car garage?
There's a 6-car here and a 2-car under the guest house.
Wow.
So plenty of room for him to...
You can rent out
Spread out
parking
tools.
spaces with this parking
good.
impacted neighborhood.
Well, we entertain a lot, so we need room for our friends.
This is great. The mosaic fence posts there.
Yeah, I designed that again with my Venice artist. This was the first time he ever sculpted octopus this way. So we decided to have a little fun with some... I wanted it to be kind of beach and whimsical out here.
Now, that's just a guest house for when you have guests stay over? I mean,
Yes.
it's not a rented
Family and
apartment
friends.
or anything?
No, it's purely for family and friends. And like I say, it's usually full. We have people, a house full all the time here. The door is always open, so our friends are always here. Would you like to see it? Would you like to go up?
Sure, we have a couple minutes. Let's go.
Okay, let's go up. So this is the guest house, and they've got a nice view up here as well. It's a lovely place to sit. It was kind of a construction office for a while because we finished this before the rest of the house.
I
So
have to go look at this. Is this another vintage stove over
It
here?
is another vintage stove.
Where do you find
This was
these?
from the 20s. Well, we collected them for years, always planning to put them in our dream house. And this,
And these, they work really
they
well?
work perfectly. They've been fully restored. They work as good as any new commercial range. They're just prettier to look at. Again, same mahogany as the kitchen in the main house.
Oh, what a neat guest house.
Yeah, it's pretty cozy.
You know, I think if a guest stayed here, you might have trouble getting rid of them.
They come and stay as long as they want. They're all welcome, so.
And the
we
view
enjoy
is fantastic here also.
Yeah, they have a wonderful view.
Oh.
It's bright and airy, and, you know, when we finish decorating sometime, it'll be really nice.
This is just absolutely phenomenal. You know, I've watched this house progress for a long, long time, And I thought, is it ever going to get finished?
Everybody thought that way. The neighbors were really happy when they saw us pounding away every day and seeing progress.
But it has turned out to be absolutely spectacular.
Well, thank you. I'm happy that you enjoy it. I'm happy that the people in the neighborhood seem to enjoy it.
I didn't notice inside, I see a smokestack. How many fireplaces do you have?
There's 2 in there.
Oh, that's right. There was one in the front room, and then there was one in the
Between the game room and the kitchen.
Right, I remember that, yeah.
Again, there's tile work and stonework to happen yet, but
Your dog's having a good time on the bed.
she loves this place. She hopes I don't change the bed. Lola's comfortable everywhere. She lets herself be known.
Lori, I want to thank you because I was surprised when I knocked on your door and you said yes, I could film it, because I really wanted to see what the house looked like, because when you go by, it just looks so spectacular, and you know, it looks original. It doesn't look like it's been rehabilitated.
We tried to keep everything as it would have been original to the period.
You replaced the shingles and everything on the outside?
Everything is brand new.
So it's a new home?
It's a new home.
Plumbing, electrical?
Plumbing, electric, roof, exterior, all the floors, all the beams you see, everything is new.
And you have 3 beautiful homes right in a row here, too.
I'm very lucky.
You know, there's such an eclectic mix of architecture here, and I guess the craftsman probably would predominate.
I think so. I think so. There's some modern.
Lori, thank you for letting me come. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming to my home.
And thanks for watching, and this ends our first show for the 9th year, so come back next month and we'll take another walk through history and uncover more Long Beach treasures.